Dr. Ron, unfiltered, uncensored, is for people who are tired of being misled, overmedicated, and dismissed by the sick care system. Dr. Ron, unfiltered, uncensored, stands as the fearless voice of clarity and empowerment. Unlike sanitized health media or corporate-aligned medical messaging, Dr. Ron delivers bold, evidence-informed insights that cut through confusion and restore personal agency. His mission is simple and radical. Give people the truth, give them tools, and give them back control of their health.
Listen to this, man. He got some good news for you. Hey, everybody, gather near. The doctor's in the house, so lend him your ear. The things he can say might even make your day. He might even help your pain go away. The doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. Let the doctor know what's bothering you. I'm sure he can tell you just what to do. The doctor is in the house.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the doctor is in the house. Welcome, everybody. It's just a really an honor to be here and to be able to record my doctrine and hopefully help people out there figure out why we're such a sick society. Well, today we're going to talk about the toxic burden, and this is episode 9, and there's one more episode to go before we take a break from the Dr. Ron doctrine. And as you know, the doctrine believes that and states that the body is intelligent, and that symptoms that we get are often adaptive responses, and our body is constantly attempting to repair itself, and that disease is the consequence of disrupted biology, not the failure of our biology. Suppressing symptoms without understanding the cause can create new problems. The goal is restoration, not merely intervention, and health begins at the cellular level. And when we get into part 2, which will be episodes 11 through 20, we will talk about rebuilding health. If we know how disease develops, how do we restore it? And we will be talking about the mitochondria, the cell membrane, oxygen, movement, sleep, stress, our guts, and detoxification. And then the Future of Medicine series, which will end the part 2, we will talk about energy medicine, frequency, light healing, electromagnetic fields, what you can do on a personal level, and understanding where medicine is going. So here we are at episode 9, the toxic burden, when the environment enters the body. So hello, everyone. Dr. Ron here with Dr. Ron Unfiltered, Uncensored, and I am Dr. Ron. And thank you for joining me as we continue building the Dr. Ron doctrine, which is a different way at looking at health, disease, and the incredible intelligence of our human body. So if you're just joining us, I encourage you to listen to the earlier episodes because each one builds on the last. Before we begin, let's briefly review our journey. In episode 1, we challenged the conventional view of cholesterol and asked whether we've been blaming the firefighters for the fire. In episode 2, we discussed the statin cascade and why suppressing biological response is not the same as correcting the reason that response occurred. In episode 3, we introduced one of the central ideas of the doctrine, and That is, disease begins when cells lose their ability to adapt. Episode 4 came and we explored the glycocalyx, a delicate protective lining of our blood vessels. In episode 5, we learned that health depends on energy because without energy, the body cannot repair itself. Episode 6, we returned to nature and discussed sunlight, water, sleep, movement, and the environment in which our biology evolved. In episode 7, we looked at food as information. Every bite sends a message to ourselves. And it's not ourselves, but ourselves. And in episode 8, we talked about silent information, the fire before the fire. So today, we are going to ask another important question. What keeps lighting those fires? Ladies and gentlemen, the world has changed. Our grandparents lived in a different world. Their lives were far from perfect, but they were not exposed to thousands of synthetic chemicals before breakfast. Today, our bodies encounter substances that did not exist or existed in much smaller amounts just a few generations ago. Talking about microplastics, the PFAS are often called forever chemicals, the pesticide residues, heavy metals, industrial air pollution, some food additives, endocrine disrupting compounds. Our goal today, my friends, isn't to create fear. Our goal is to create awareness. And my point is the body is always adapting. And that is one of the key principles of the Dr. Ron Doctrine. The body is intelligent. Your liver constantly is processing chemicals. Your kidneys are filtering your blood. Your lungs are removing waste gases. Your immune system patrols for threats. Your skin protects you from the outside world. Your body is not fragile. It is remarkably resilient. But you know what? Resilience has its limits. So what is the total body burden? What are we dealing with? Well, think of your body as carrying a backpack. You put one book in there, not a problem. 2, no problem. But if you keep adding weight day after day, year after year, eventually the load becomes difficult to carry. And that's how I think about toxic burden. One exposure may not matter very much, but what happens when you combine poor sleep, ultra-processed foods, chronic stress, environmental pollutants, microplastics, sedentary living, and aging? What do you think happens to that backpack? Well, that backpack really becomes heavy. Let's talk about microplastics, and we'll have a lot more to say about it because people are finally waking up to something I brought to your attention years ago. And as we'll talk about all the latest studies coming out about finding microplastics in every organ and even in the coronary arteries of youngsters having heart attacks. Tiny plastic particles have been detected in air, water, food, and, of course, in human tissues. Scientists are actively studying what long-term exposure means for our health. We don't yet have all the answers, but we know that reducing unnecessary exposure is a reasonable step. Using glass instead of plastic when practical. Avoid heating food in plastic containers. Reducing resilience on single-use plastics because, ladies and gentlemen, small changes matter. For you that are looking at the video, you're not going to see my picture because the camera is broken, but I've put up a little slide about episode 9, and you can follow along in there. The forever chemicals, the PFAS, are called because they break down very slowly. They've been used in non-stick cookware, water-resistant fabrics, firefighting foams, and many industrial applications. Researchers continue to study how long-term exposure may affect health. Again, awareness, not fear. Awareness is the first step. Heavy metals such as lead, mercury, cadmium have been part of medicine and environmental health discussions for decades. Not every exposure will lead to an illness, but minimizing unnecessary exposure is simply good preventative medicine. And the good news, well, you need it. At this point, you may be wondering, Dr. Ron, should I be afraid? And my answer is no. Fear is not a healthy strategy, but knowledge is. You don't need to be perfect. You need progress. Drink clean water. Eat real food. Get a good night's sleep. Move your body. Spend time outdoors. Reduce unnecessary chemical exposures where practical. Support your body's natural repair systems because small improvements made consistently can have a profound effect over time. We have to get some of those books out of that backpack. And believe me, your body wants to heal. That's another part of the doctrine. Don't forget that. Your body is trying to help you every day, every minute. Your liver is working. Your kidneys are filtering. Your immune system is protecting. Your cells are repairing. Health isn't about making the body intelligent. Health is about removing the obstacles that interfere with that intelligence. Another part of the doctrine. So the ninth principle of the doctrine is simple. The body can adapt to many stressors, but not an unlimited number of them. Our goal is not to eliminate every challenge. Our goal is to reduce the total burden on the body so the body can do what it was designed to do. So here's my take. People often ask, what's the one thing I should avoid? The truth is, there usually isn't one thing. Health is the sum of many small choices. Every healthy meal, every good night's sleep, every walk, every glass of clean water, every unnecessary exposure you avoid, every stress you manage are not isolated actions. They are investments in your body's ability to adapt. And that's what the Dr. Ron Doctrine is all about. I'll give you an idea what the final episode is going to be like for this first part, the first half of the Dr. Ron Doctrine. Because the next time we complete the first chapter of this journey we're going on, for 10 episodes, we've explored how health is created, how disease develops long before a diagnosis. And now, it is time for one final question. If we're living longer than ever before, why are so many of us spending those extra years struggling with chronic illnesses? So I'm going to title the next episode, episode 10, Living Longer and Feeling Worse. We'll explore the difference between lifespan and health span, why modern medicine has become so good at extending life, and why our next challenge is making those added years healthier, stronger, and more fulfilling. Remember, dear friends, your body is intelligent. Every symptom has a story. Every diagnosis has a beginning. Protect the cell, reduce the burden, support the body's remarkable ability to adapt, well, because health isn't something your doctor gives you. It's something your cells create every moment of every day. Every moment of every day. So, in closing, just as a summary, the Dr. Ron Doctrine. Remember, your body is intelligent. And it is there to help you live healthier, stronger, and with purpose. So keep asking questions, keep thinking independently, and never stop taking charge of your own health. Please stay curious. Please keep asking questions. Don't take anything for granted. And never stop taking charge of your own health. God bless and be well. We'll see you the next episode.
Hey everybody, Dr. Ron's finished for today. I hope you got some good wisdom for what the man had to say. If it's all about good health, he's the man you got to see. He has a lot more answers for you. So tune in next week when the doctor is in the house. Or when the doctor is in the house. And let the doctor know what's bothering you. When the doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. And let the doctor know what's bothering you. I'm sure he can tell you just what to do. The doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. Let the doctor know what's bothering you. When the doctor is in the house. So if you have a pain, call the doctor. If you have a strain, call the doctor. Let the doctor know what's bothering you. When the doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. See you next week.